Silver is rallying so hard right now that a particular bank who was shorting silver heavily actually had to back out of their position because they were losing way too much money. This is craziness. And this is not just any bank. This is a bank that deals in precious metals all the time. So I'm going to break down the story for you. Let's do it. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. I got the 60-day silver chart pulled up here because I want to point something out. So back in October, we saw silver dip down to $18.29, and now we're up over $23 an ounce. I mean, the markets are going to open up tonight, moving into next week. Who knows where silver's going to go? Are we going to see a dip? Probably going to see a dip at some point, but is the rally going to continue? That certainly is possible. So we're up almost $5 an ounce in less than 2 months, but just over the last week we saw silver shot up about $2 an ounce. So this was a huge rally, and it was this rally in particular that sort of bullied this bank out of their short position on silver. So let's go check that out. Silver rally stops TD Securities out of tactical short. If you don't know TD Securities, they are a Canadian investment bank, and I'll talk about them a little bit more in a sec. But this article it sort of paints a picture for what's going on with silver right now. So after a dismal summer, the silver market appears to be making up for lost ground, as prices end the week at their highest level since June. So this article was written on Friday when the silver market closed. I'm making the video over the weekend, but let's keep reading on here. March silver futures have rallied more than 9% this past week, last trading at $23.40 an ounce. Silver is seeing its best weekly performance since August 2020. The week also caps silver's 22% gain since November. So this right here, silver saw its best weekly gain since August of 2020. If you remember back in August of 2020, that's when silver was rallying hard. It went all the way up to $28 an ounce. And then of course it backed off from there. But absolute craziness going on right now in the silver market. But let's keep going on here. TD Securities announced Thursday that it was stopped out of its tactical short silver position. The bank said it is booking a 14% loss after an epic positioning squeeze contributed to a 25+% rally from the October lows. TD Securities was short silver as they expected rising U.S. interest rates combined with the growing threat of a recession would significantly weigh on the precious metal. So basically, they were betting that silver price would go down, right? That's why they were shorting silver. They were saying, all right, silver, we got this threat of a growing recession, interest rates, yada, yada, yada. The dollar's just going to get stronger. That's basically what they thought. They thought the dollar was going to get stronger and that this was going to, push silver price lower, but they were totally wrong on this. And again, this is a bank that deals in silver. I'll point out exactly how much they deal in silver. It's kind of crazy in a second, but I want to finish this article out. There's not that much left here. So commodity demand signals still argue against the recent rally, but significant CTA short covering has sufficiently extended the pain trade in gold to lift silver prices above our stop, said Daniel Gali, senior commodity strategist at TDS. In the updated note, we continue to expect the investment appetite for precious metals to remain subdued in the midst of a restrictive rates regime, which suggests that a consolidation in prices could still be in the cards in 2023. So they actually think that silver price is going to still go down. That's what they're saying. And, they're probably not wrong. If we do go into this, classical recession and everyone's getting laid off and stuff like that, with a big industrial slowdown, especially if we go into like this global recession that it seems like we're going into, then, silver, because it's used a lot for industry, it's not going to be used as much. There'll be less demand from the industrial side. So it certainly is possible we could see silver price fall over the next few months before the big rally starts. Okay, let's finish out here. Silver's rally has significantly outperformed gold, with the gold-silver ratio falling to its lowest level since late March, last trading around 77.65 points. So yeah, silver and gold are both rallying, but silver's rallying much harder. This is what we would expect. Last little part here. The entire precious metals market surged higher this past week after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said on Wednesday that it could be appropriate for the U.S. Central Bank to slow its pace of tightening in December. And, I talked about this in a few videos already, but basically in the meeting, Jerome Powell was like, hey, maybe we don't need to do another 75 basis point rate hike. So this is signaling that, we could see the pivot on December 14th at the next meeting. And that's basically what precious metals are thinking. And so that's why we saw this big rally. But okay, along with shifting interest rate expectations, bullish sentiment has been building in silver as the market sees record physical demand for 2022. I do agree with that. We saw so much demand for silver this year. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. The U.S. Mint was not making nearly enough silver eagles, not even close. They probably could have, tripled or quadrupled the amount they were making, and those would have all been bought up by investors, which is why the American Silver Eagle premium is so high, and you should not be buying silver eagles right now, but that's a story for another video. Okay, let's read this last little part here. I guess we're so close. In a recent panel discussion hosted by the London Bullion Market Association, the LBMA, Jonathan Butler said that silver has a very bright future even as it faces near-term headwinds from the Federal Reserve's aggressive monetary policy tightening stance. Yes, I agree. We're going to see a very bright future for silver, perhaps later in 2023, maybe 2024, but the big rally is still yet to come, in my opinion. So, okay, let's talk about this bank, TD Securities. Maybe you've heard of them before. Maybe you've not heard of them before. I would think that if you're in Canada, you probably know TD Securities. You're like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I bank at TD. It's probably like, here in America, we have the big ones, right? Wells Fargo, Chase, I'm trying to think, US Bank. I'm thinking like what's in the grocery stores. Okay, so I Googled how big TD Securities is because I don't want to get put on blast in the comment section. Oh, they're not that big. Look at this. TD is the 5th largest bank in North America. All right. They serve over 26 million customers. So, yeah, they're not no one. But the weird thing about them is that they actually sell precious metals. So it's kind of a strange thing, but check this out. So you can see their logo up here, TD, where to buy. Look at this, order in branch. Visit a TD branch to place a precious metals order. Pick up your purchase within 5 to 15 business days. Please note, in-branch precious metals purchases can only be made from your TD Canada Trust deposit account, which must be open, in funds, and in good standing at the time the purchase is processed. But you can straight up order silver and gold from an actual branch. I've never heard of this before. I mean, I do know in Mexico, a lot of the banks, you can go there and buy Libertads. But like here in America, I mean, I cannot think of a single bank that would actually sell me precious metals directly. I guess I've never tried. Maybe like Chase, because they got the whole JP Morgan, iShares Silver Trust, SLV thing going on. But I've never gone in there and been like, hey, can I buy silver directly from you guys? But this just goes to show that like TD Securities, they know precious metals. I mean, they literally sell them at their bank. I mean, I guess they got to mail them to the bank or whatever. But they were shorting silver. They were literally betting silver would go down. And there was so much demand. What's going to happen next? That's what I'm curious about. All right, so I want to end the video here at this 60-day silver chart. Whenever we see a big rally like we saw last week, I pretty much always, sort of brace for a pullback. Like, I just feel like we're going to see silver price go down next week. But again, I don't know if that's going to happen. It could continue to rally from here. The bottom line is if you want to be buying silver, if you want to be investing in silver, I still just recommend dollar cost averaging, right? You buy a little bit every week or every other week. That's the best strategy. That's what I've been doing for the last almost 5 years now. I've been buying silver for almost 5 years, and I just dollar cost average. So you could do it every paycheck or once a month or whenever you want, but you'll just have this average price you paid over a period of time for your silver. And in my opinion, that's a much better way to do it rather than trying to like time it and say, okay, we just hit the bottom, or this is my best chance to get in or whatever. Because, I've been watching silver for the last 5 years, and I don't know what it's going to do next week. Okay. I mean, if we saw, like some big news, then I could probably guess, but, we're kind of going in this week a little bit blind. Again, in my heart of hearts, I feel like we're probably going to have a little bit of a pullback, but, it could continue to rally. I just simply don't know. So if you want to buy silver, I still say just dollar cost average, buy a little bit. If you have maybe a block of money that you want to put into precious metals because you're worried about everything that's going on, or you think they're just going to rally hard over the next few years, and you maybe want to try and make some money off it, or whatever you want to do, then I would say don't put that whole block into precious metals right now. Just put a portion of it in, wait a week, wait 2 weeks, put a little bit more in. I still think it's possible we could see a sizable dip at the start of 2023. If the recession really gets going and, the economy really slows down, we could see silver price come down. That doesn't necessarily mean the premiums will come down, but we could see silver price come down. And then I think after that, it's going to be off to the races, because I think the dollar is just going to tank. Silver does the opposite of whatever the dollar does. So when the dollar tanks, that is going to be the time where we see silver really shine. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please put your thoughts down below in the comment section. Where do you see silver going from here? I want to say a massive thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.